Hi, let me go over to the yoga space and we'll get started. Thanks for being here. My name is Stephanie Manger. Welcome to the Yoga Joy for 20. I'm going to do a little bit of talking. We're going to walk through cannabis ceremony. So please have your cannabis and your accessories ready. We will do some breath work and then we'll do a nice relaxing yoga class ending in Shavasana. And then a Q&A afterwards if you have any questions. So let me introduce myself. My name is Stephanie Manger. I have been teaching these classes around Los Angeles since 2014, and I personally use cannabis and yoga together to help me through the aches and pains that I have from scoliosis. I also use it for PMS, and it really helps me a lot during menopause. So I am here to share what I've learned and to kind of re-establish the conversation about using cannabis as a wellness tool and using it as a sacred and spiritual aid, right? So my friends, let's get started. So please have your cannabis ready. If you have any yoga blocks, yoga blankets or yoga blocks, have them handy because I will offer modifications. And let's get started. So let's find a nice, easy, comfortable seat, please. I'm sitting on a bolster here. You can sit on a yoga block. You can sit with your legs crossed. You can even sit on a chair to start. Let's take a moment here and just allow ourselves to settle in. It's been a long day. We're here to relax. Try something new. I want to thank you for taking the time out to take care of yourself tonight and trying something new. I really appreciate it. I'm honored to be here with you. So when we go through the cannabis ceremony, I'm going to stress that less is more. So we're reframing our relationship and how we approach cannabis. We're approaching her more as a spiritual ally and an aid as opposed to a recreational plant, right? So I really encourage less is more and microdosing. Now, because recreational use and wellness use, sometimes when we overdo the cannabis, it kind of gives us a limited return of investment. And we want to just use it a little bit, and that is a relative amount because your dose is relative to your experience and to so many different various factors, right? So let's get started, my friends. Take a moment, find a nice comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose and open your mouth and let it go with a. We're going to do that 2 more times. Nice deep full breath in. And exhale, let it go. We're going to start with some alternate nostril breathing. It's going to help us turn our attention inward and help us focus on connecting to our breath. So you're going to take your right hand and make like a hang loose finger, so thumb and pinky are out, or your ring finger, whatever works for you. Take your thumb, place it against your right nostril. Take a deep inhale through the left nostril. So inhale, 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 inhale. Close the left nostril with the other finger. Pause at the top. And then lift your thumb and exhale out through the right. Exhale, 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 exhale. And when you completely exhale, take a moment at the bottom. Next, inhale through the nose, through the right nostril. Inhale, inhale, inhale as much as you can. Close off the right nostril. Pause for a moment. Lift the left finger, exhale out through the left nostril. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Take a moment and then inhale through the left nostril. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Close at the top, pause for a moment. Maybe get a little bit taller. Lift the thumb, exhale. Let it go, exhale, 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 exhale. Release your right hand down. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Now let's get a little more dynamic with this. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. We're going to do this 2 more times, and I will open class with Om. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And one more, just like this. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Take a deep inhale, and we're going to exhale with Om. Inhale. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Take your hands down by your sides. Close your eyes. Take a moment. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale out through the nose. This time, keep the lips closed. Inhale through the nostrils. And exhale through the nostrils. Begin to cultivate your Ujjayi pranayama and connect to the rhythm and the flow of your breath. Keep going, a couple or more cycles like this, moving. It takes a moment to move your attention inward. This is what this entire practice is about. Using the cannabis and the yoga to bring our attention and awareness inside, right? So take a few moments here. Set an intention for your class, what you would like to experience. And when you're ready, we're going to find our cannabis. So, just so you know, I do use THC, as you can see here, in this giant jar, in my personal practice. But when I teach, I tend to lean towards CBD, which I'm going to use in a tincture form. Because I want to make sure that I'm perfectly clear-headed and I can guide you properly. So CBD is really great for me, and it's also great for all the aches and pains. So find your cannabis, CBD, edible, flower, whatever form you love her in, and hold her in your hands. Okay? So we're going to recite the ganja mantra, which is a very simple blessing, setting positive intentions for our practice today. So some people like to hold her in her hands, some people like to hold her in her heart, whatever feels right for you. Take a moment here. Close the eyes and repeat after me. May this yoga be a blessing to my mind. May this yoga be a blessing to my mind. May this ganja be a blessing to my body. May this ganja be a blessing to my body. And may they both be a blessing to my soul. And may they both be a blessing to my soul. So, take your cannabis. We're going to slowly consume. So, if you're packing a flower, if you're packing a bowl, or if you're lighting a joint, or even using tincture like I am, take a moment to slow down the consumption. Really bring awareness and attention. Give her a smell, check her out. When you light, notice the flame. Feel the sensation of the inhale. Feel the sensation of the exhale. So take a moment here to really slow down and become aware and offer thanks to this beautiful plant that we love. So, since we're all using different consumption methods, we'll take a moment here. Take your time, really enjoy the process. Maybe it's 3 micro doses for you. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. Whatever is working for you, go slow. And really savor the experience of consuming this most amazing plant. Invite her into your body to help you heal, to help you relax, and thank her for all the beautiful benefits she gives to us. And when it feels appropriate for you, you're going to put her aside. We can come back to her later if we like. I highly recommend not consciously consuming while we're practicing asana or in the yoga class. But hey, Stony Yogi, you do you. All right? So come with me. We're going to move on to the yoga mats. We're going to come onto hands and knees. And we're going to start. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Hold on, wait a minute. Getting ahead of myself here. Let's sit here now. If your legs are a little tight, you can change them. You can stretch them out. You can wiggle them around. Switch the sides, change up your seat. We'll be here just for a few breaths, and then we're going to start moving. So once again, come back to center. Reconnect to that breath, to that Ujjayi breath. So throughout class, remember this is a practice. It's not a performance. I really would love to stress the focus on your breath. So inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart center. We're going to do this 2 more times, my friends. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart center. 1 more like that. Inhale, arms up over the head. And on your exhale, you're going to lean over to the right, get a nice stretch in the left side of the body. Take a nice deep breath into the lungs. Exhale there. Inhale, come on up to center, grow nice and tall. And on the exhale, you got it. We're going to bend over to the other side. Nice deep breath in here, really opening up the side lungs. Really good for us smokers. And then inhale, come on up to center. 2 more times like that, yogis. Inhale, exhale, over to the side. Pause there, take a deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come on up to center. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come on up to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come on up to center, get nice and tall. And on the exhale, you're gonna bring your hands behind your back, place them on the floor behind you or your yoga blocks. If your fingertips don't reach, you can use your yoga blocks here. Draw your shoulders back, lift the chest up, take a deep inhale, stretch the chest towards the ceiling. Maybe stretch the head back. Now, if this hurts your neck, keep your head and your chin level with the floor, please. Wherever you are, take some really big, juicy green breaths right into the heart center. Allow anything that is on your mind, allow it to release with your exhale. Really nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Now we're going to move to our hands and knees for a little bit of cat-cow. So my friends, if you have a little bit of cranky knees, I highly recommend putting a blanket or a towel underneath your knees for this. So please join me on hands and knees. You're going to have your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Fingers are spread nice and wide. You got it. You're going to inhale, lift the breastbone and lift the tailbone, look up. And on the exhale, you're going to round it in, tuck the chin to the chest, round the upper back. 2 more like this. Inhale, lengthen. Look up into cat pose. Cow pose. And then on the exhale, you're going to round it into cat pose. One more like that, my friends. Inhale. Look forward, getting a nice long stretch. And on the exhale, you're going to round it in. From here, you're going to inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to curl your toes under. Very first downward facing dog. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and maybe walk your hands back towards your feet so you can really stand in your legs. Right? Drop the head. Really strong in the legs. Maybe wiggle the tush back and forth. Maybe walk your feet in place. Whatever works for you, this first down dog. Wiggle, waggle. And then begin to find a place of stillness here. We won't be here for very long. We'll do one more deep breath in Adho Mukha Svanasana, which is downward facing dog. And then on the exhale, bring your feet together. Bend your knees, lower your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes, bring your booty to your heels. And we're going to come into child's pose. And if you're tight like me, and your head doesn't come to the floor, perfectly okay. You can use a yoga block underneath at any level. If you don't have a yoga block, you can also stack 2 hands, like 2 fists, and create a little ledge for yourself. Whatever you choose, find your place, stretch the arms out. Take a moment here to inhale. Exhale. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Child's pose, also known as Balasana, is here for you at any time you need a rest. You can spend the whole entire rest of the class in child's pose if you'd like. We're going to come up to hands and knees and we're going to move between downward facing dog and child's pose. It's going to feel really, really nice. Spread the fingers, curl the toes under, lift the booty to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, lower the knees. Feet together, booty to the heels. Head descends, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, come on up to hands and knees. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, lowering the knees. Feet, toes touch, booty close to the heels. Stretch the spine forward, drop the head. And then inhale, one more like this. Come on up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Child's pose. Balasana. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Really nice work. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, we're going to move into downward facing dog. Now, yogi's choice, you can either walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Either or, whichever works best for you. When you arrive, feet are hip distance or a little bit wider apart. Press your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Doesn't matter how far you go. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Half sun salutes. Inhale, arms up overhead, getting really nice and long and tall. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit. Shift the weight forward. Lower the head. Hands can hang. They can come onto the shins. You could grab the toes wherever you're at. Inhale, lengthen, which is really kind of the most important part of this pose. And exhale, forward, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Get really nice and tall. And exhale, hands to the heart center. One more like that. Inhale, Utthita Hastasana, Ittadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Grow really tall. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to move into 2 sun salutations. We'll do a tree pose. Those will be probably the only standing poses that we're going to do, and then we're going to move it to the floor and really downshift and relax. But we're going to move it around a little bit first. You got to get up before you get down. So it's inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank just for a moment. Yogi's choice, stay here in plank, lower all the way to the ground, or come with me, lower knees, belly, and chest. Beautiful. Tops of the feet are down, elbows are in. You're going to inhale, lift the feet, lift the knees, maybe look up. Exhale, release it all to the ground. Curl your toes under, push it up to plank or modified plank, and then downward facing dog. Inhale here, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. And exhale. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Choose what works best for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come all the way to stand up. Palms touch. Exhale, the hands to the heart center. Inhale here. From the soles of your feet all the way up your legs, through your body, out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, allow anything that's weighting you down, that's in your shoulders or on your mind, allow it to sink down into Mother Earth and move away from you. One more sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, a modified. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank or modified. I'm mostly a modified plank girl nowadays. Lower all the way to the ground. This time, take your hands by your sides. Karate chop the floor. And you're going to lift the kneecaps. Lift the feet. Take a deep breath in. Maybe look up. And then exhale, release it all the way down. Press yourself up to plank or modified. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Make your way to the front of your mat. Once you arrive, stand firmly on your feet. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Take a breath here in Tadasana. Inhale. And exhale. So Stony Yogis, what would a 420 yoga class be without a tree pose? Hello. So we're going to practice tree pose. It's going to be modified. So I highly recommend, if you do have a yoga block, to use it. So there's multiple ways you can modify tree pose. There's so many variations for all of the asanas. But in 420 or the yoga joint candy yoga classes, we try to do the basics and really stick with the basics here, to start from support and allowing our strength and our flexibility to grow over time. So with that being said, I'm going to just show a modified version of tree pose using a block. Okay, so you're going to bring the block to the side of your left foot. You're going to stand really tall on your left leg. You're going to lift your belly up and you're going to grow the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Lift your right knee and your right foot, and you're going to place your right foot onto the block. Turn your right leg out from the hip joint, and now press your right heel into the side of your left leg. Now, if you're not using the block and you are pressing your foot against the leg, please avoid pressing against the knee joint. So draw everything in. Arms come on up. Get really nice and tall. Happy trees, happy trees. Take a deep breath in. We'll be here for 3 cycles of breath. So inhale. Exhale. Now if your tree is wiggling, that's okay. 2 more cycles of breath. Really connect to your breathing. And 1 more. And exhale. Mindfully bring your right knee forward and exhale, release down. Shake it all out. Notice if you were not breathing on that side, and let's add some breaths to the other side. So you're going to step into your right leg, please, and bring your left leg, if you're using the block, bring your left foot to the block. You're going to turn from the top of the hip socket and then place the sole of the foot against the leg. Draw the energy up from the foot, engage the abdominals, hug the outer hips in. Woo. Step on the block or press against the leg, and then inhale the arms up. 3 breaths here, my friend. Nice deep breath in, inhale, draw the belly in and up. That's going to help stabilize us and really press that right foot down. You got to root down to rise up. 1 more deep breath here. Really nice. And exhale, let it go. Bring that knee forward. Place both feet on the floor. Notice if you are breathing. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Really good work, my friends. So you're gonna keep your block handy because we may use it. You may use 2 blocks as well. We're gonna come into Prasarita Padottanasana. If you're like, what the heck is that? It is a forward fold. It's a wide-legged forward fold. So please take your feet wider than hip distance apart. You're more than welcome to keep the knees bent. And spread the toes. Really feel all 4 corners of both feet on the floor. If you have blocks, it could be helpful to put them in front of you at any level. If you don't have them, that's okay. You still get the same benefits. You're going to inhale the arms up, and on the exhale, hands to the hips. You're going to hinge at the hips, pause halfway there, engage the muscles of the legs, engage the abdominals, stretch from the tailbone to the crown of your head, and on the exhale, forward fold, my friends. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Fingertips can be on the blocks. You can hold your toes, or fingertips are to the floor. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And allow everything, any of the tension of today, just allow that to seep right out of the crown of your head into and down into the middle of the earth. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Inverting like this is really good for those times when we have maybe suffering from headaches or anxiety or feeling a little depressed or sluggish. When you're ready, hands are on the block. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, belly to the spinal column. Use your abdominal muscles as you inhale to lift yourself on up. Please step your feet together. Pause here. Hands to the heart center. If you're feeling a little dizzy, pick a spot on the floor and secure your gaze to that. Really feel your feet and take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. 2 more like that. Checking in to see what may have shifted. How's the cannabis treating you? How's the yoga treating you? How are you treating you? Really nice, my friends. Inhale, arms up over the head. And exhale, hands to the sides. So we're gonna move on down to the mat. Yay! But before we lay down for final Shavasana, we have a few really nice, yummy poses to get into. We're gonna come into Ustrasana, which is camel pose, and there's a lot of variations to this pose. So you can use your blocks if you like, if that's within your practice, or you can take your hands to your ankles. But if you want to follow me around, we're going to do a modified version that's a little more accessible for the majority of us. So I'm sorry to turn my back towards you, but I would love for you to take your hands so your fingers point up toward your head and your palms face down towards your tush. I hope you can see that. Some people do this if your shoulders won't allow you to put your hands up, like fingers up. Totally cool to do it this way as well. So you're going to press your hands against the sacrum, and then you're going to draw your belly in. Legs are strong, and you're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to lift your chest like you're going up and over a limbo bar, and take a deep breath in. And exhale, lean it back. Take a deep breath. You may want to close the eyes once again. If the neck hurts, you can leave the chin parallel. Perfectly cool. Wherever you are, take a nice deep breath into the chest. Nice deep full breath in. Exhale. You can even lie and breath it out. Stick the tongue out on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. This is where it all really comes together as you exhale. Sit down, close the eyes, and take a moment, one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. What may have shifted? Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. It's really great for clearing out our lungs, this pose. Great for lower back issues and upper back issues. One more deep breath. Nice. So we're moving into the very slow portion of the show, my friends. We're going to move on to our backs. Yay! And we're going to move into Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, which is also known as bridge. Have a block handy if you're using it. If not, it's totally cool. We can work around it as well. So you're going to come on down to your back. Right? So before you follow, I'd love for you to just take a moment to chill here. One, it feels really great. And two, I'd love for you to just check me out to demo, because I don't want you to turn your head when we go into this pose. I don't want you to turn your head like I'm doing now. I really would like to advise you to keep your head and your face looking forward. So for right now, just chill and check me out. I'm going to demo, and then I'll demo it again, and we'll do it together. So you're going to bring your feet hip distance apart. And maybe you can tickle the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Hands come down to the floor. Check it out. You're going to press into the feet, and as you inhale, you're going to lift your booty off the floor, your middle back, and possibly your upper back. Your head and shoulders stay on the floor. So check it out. You're going to inhale, lift it on up. Keep looking up towards the ceiling. Do not turn your head, please. And then on the exhale, you're going to come all the way down. Now, if you're feeling like you want to chill out a little bit more, and maybe that is going to be a little strenuous when we hold it for a moment, you can do the same pose but with the block. You're going to inhale it up, and you'll slide your block underneath any level, any height, underneath the sacrum, so you can really rest here. Okay, so let's do it together. Use your block if you're choosing to do so. If not, no problem. Let's go. Feet hip distance apart, palms on the floor. Please look up at the ceiling, and on your inhale, you're going to lift the booty, the lower back, and the mid back off of the floor. Pause here. Strengthen the legs. Take a deep breath into the lungs. Exhale. Two more like that. As you inhale, keep pressing down. Maybe grow a little bit taller in your arch. Exhale. One more like this, my friends. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, slowly roll down. One vertebrae at a time. And when the tailbone hits, hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. This is a really nice way to give yourself a nice back massage. It's good for your hips as well. A couple more breaths here. Okay, my friends, we are going to release the feet down to the floor, and I have a few options for you. We're going to move into we're going to do supine twist. So you're going to spread the arms wide out like a T. You're gonna bend the knees, lift the feet off the floor. We're gonna drop the knees over to the right. When those knees come over to the right, if they happen to hover in any way, not a problem. Find a block, a pillow or something you can put either underneath or in between to really stabilize this posture for yourself. We're gonna be here for about 5 to 8 breaths on one side. So really set yourself up for success and take a moment here. You're going to knees go over to the right. You're going to open up the chest out to the left. If it feels good on your neck, turn your head to the left. Take a deep breath into the lungs. Exhale, release. Allow everything to soften and begin to relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Allow your knees to be supported by the props or the floor. Relax the face. Relax the jaw. Allow your shoulders to melt. Take some deep, juicy breaths into the lungs. Maybe turn up the corners of your mouth for a tiny little smile. And when you're ready on your next inhale, you're going to come on up to center. Pause here. Release the feet to the floor. Really find an even feel on your back and on your sacrum, and allow yourself to just neutralize here for a moment. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. And you know where we're going. We're going to twist to the other side. So have your block handy. If you're using a block, a blanket, a pillow, you're going to lift the knees, inhale, exhale. Lower the knees to the left side. Remember the block, relax the feet. Allow the block to support you in any which way that works best for you. You're going to open up the right side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, allow yourself to melt into this posture. Inhale. And as you exhale, releasing any tension, allowing yourself to relax just a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now when you feel that you're about equal on both sides, you may need a couple more breaths here. When you get to that point, you're going to inhale, come on up to center. Once again, find neutral on the back, in on the pelvis, and the sacrum. Take a moment here. Stretch the legs out, stretch the arms up, get a really nice long stretch. And exhale, let it go. So we are going to set ourselves up for Shavasana, final relaxation pose. And I have some tips here, just in case you have a cranky lower back like I do. I want to show you this option here. You stay on your back where you're at. I'm going to roll over, and I happen to have a handy dandy yoga blanket here. You could use a pillow, you could use blocks. I'm gonna roll my blanket up kind of like a burrito, just into a roll. And I'm gonna place this roll, and you could do this with a blanket, another blanket, a towel, or a pillow. And I'm gonna place this roll under my knees, kind of close to the top of my calves. I'm gonna lay myself back and lay myself down. I'm gonna close the eyes and allow yourself to get really nice and heavy. So take a moment to really set yourself up right. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes in Shavasana. And my dear Stony Yogis, this is actually the most important pose of our entire practice. And it can be considered one of the most difficult, right? In terms of noticing the fluctuations of the mind, right? And maybe being antsy or whatever may show up is going to be possibly exasperated because the body is so calm and relaxed. So right here in Shavasana, I'd love for you to really allow yourself to get really, really, really heavy down into the floor. Allow yourself to sink into your yoga mat. Feel the support of the floor and Mother Earth underneath you, supporting you, allowing you to feel safe and secure. Begin to melt all of your edges as you take a nice deep full breath in. Release all of your tension as you exhale it out. It's like you're melting into a giant puddle of relaxation. The bones become heavy. The eyes quiet down. Remove the tip of the tongue from the roof of the mouth. The jaw is soft. And allow yourself to deeply rest here in Shavasana. I will become quiet and I will ring a chime 3 times when it's ready to move out of the pose, and I will direct you from there. Relax, replenish, and enjoy Shavasana. I'll see you on the other side in a few minutes. Allow your breath to come back to normal.